Hi, and welcome to October's read of Pick a Pile. This is going to be what do I need to release and what encouragement do I need for the further months of October and maybe going into the following months, just depending on how quickly you move through your stuff. So this is pile 1, pile 2, you've guessed it, pile 3, and do you know what this one is? Pile 4, yay! So we have 5 tarot cards, and these are oracle cards and 2 angel cards. These are a kind of an affirmation, and this is like an affirmation with a bit of positive. So I'm going to pause the video, and if you choose 1, 2, 3 or 4. Thank you. Hi, so if you picked pile 1, welcome to your reading. So this is for the whole of October, what we need to release and what we need to understand on a higher level. So let's start with the first tarot card, guys, the Keeper of Challenges. So the Keeper of Challenges here is very much the King of Swords. So what we have to release is maybe all that controlling with a iron rod, so to speak. So sometimes it's a reflection of what's going on the inside, what's happening on the outside. So it is a challenge. It definitely is a challenge to keep things tidy, so to speak, within your mindset. Having that control over the mind and not being too analytical when things are kind of easy. Maybe having a look at the heart more. Sometimes when we get set in our way of thinking, we can't see another person's opinion. So what we need to do to release that perhaps is just be more flexible in way of thinking, seeing the challenge and the understanding when people are talking as a learning experience. Learn from what other people need to say, because we are always learning off other people. So if it become too set in our ways, too analytical and kind of too square in that thought process, we're never going to kind of get off our throne, so to speak. We're always going to rule in a negative aspect. So the King of Challenges, or the Keeper of Challenges, does have many positive sides. So if we have a look at that, and the challenge would be to really analyse what our life is about, analyse our situation in a way that gives a more freedom to the circumstance, instead of looking at it being constricted and tied and full of chains and everything. It is now looking at the freedom of choice to think what we need to understand of who we are, and go after in a kind of way of flexibility. And sometimes when you hold the sword of challenges, it's where can you fight for your right. So fighting for your right would mean, are you being silenced, or are you being able to speak your mind? And it's very important to overcome if you're being silenced by a partner, by work, by anything that is a challenge to you. So this challenge is quite important to look at how you understand, how you communicate, and if you're waiting for that fantastic communication from a certain person, then do you rule your life as the Keeper of Challenges and kind of take the ball in your court? This is a challenge, perhaps a challenge to understand, do I let something go and sail it off into the wind, or do I actually keep on to it and keep silence and just wait and wait and wait? So there is a kind of challenge there, isn't there? So next aspect, 8 of Challenges. So the 8 of Challenges, as you can see, is how you may have your mindset ripped apart, thinking perhaps that nothing is working out to your favour, and in the process of trying to escape your mind, you just get hurt more and more. You get trapped and it is like, oh my goodness, this illusion is killing me. I don't understand where to go. Where do I turn to? Help. And it can be a predicament. But sometimes standing still, opening your eyes and seeing those thorns and brambles that keep you, you can easily just allow them to disappear. When we open our eyes and see the truth of the matter, we can rule ourselves. We know and understand what it is. But when we fight unintentionally at something that's perhaps not going as smoothly as it wants to, then we need more understanding. So this is a particular challenge for yourself in October, to face the reality, to understand more of who you are, and ultimately understand the situation around you. And you perhaps would say, but I don't understand the situation, I'm waiting for communication, etc. Well, as you can see from the 8 of Challenges, you've trapped yourself in that mindset. Maybe if you pick up the phone, maybe if you send a text, and get the communication flowing, because you are a person. Hopefully you're over 18 and you understand that being a responsible adult is empowering yourself and loving yourself to know the answers. You're more than able to have these answers. So when you're waiting and trapped yourself in the mindset, it is best to free yourself and not fight with the mind so much. So this is a challenge for you perhaps in October. What else is going on for you guys? Well, that looks grand. So I don't know why this is a challenge to you, but this is the 10 of Boons. So maybe you're thinking that you can never have a full happy family life. It's just not on the cards. Maybe you think, I can't see how this is going to flourish. I can't see how everything can be celebrated on a practical level. I can't see how the money can flow so well. So it can be a challenge when things look a little bit bleak. But remember, whatever you're thinking in October, it is a trap. And to do that is very annoying. So why don't you go rewind a little bit and find when that perfect situation was, when you had the feeling of money and you understood to be grateful is to bring more abundance and prosperity into your life, whether that be friends, relationships, because this is a fantastic challenge. So aim for that fantastic home life, that maybe you and a partner, and then what expands from that, or what you already have. And you can expand that more and more with laughter, fun and belief and faith in who you are. So that's a good groundwork for your particular family, your particular home. So that's going to be a challenge for you to perhaps work upon. So, changing decks, we have the 8 of Earth. So the 8 of Earth, not like that, is like the 8 of Pentacles. So you have this fantastic aspect where you can relearn and teach yourself. So maybe this is the challenge to understand more. Always think perhaps with the King here that, all the learning and understanding has been done. No, there's always something more to learn. There's almost a challenge for ourselves to take up that learning, even if it's just 5 minutes a day or something. It's going to keep your mind active, and all in all, it will inspire you to work upon other areas of your life. So just a little bit will help enormously. So this is surrounding work, practicalities and your job, which will bring that fulfillment of happiness and abundance into your life. So that's a nice challenge. Last challenge, 6 of Fire. So why is success a challenge? Because with success, when you have success, you have to go again, because when you've got it, you've lost it. So you have to repeat it. So normally the 6 of Fire is help from your friends and family and colleagues to get a situation done. So maybe asking for help, maybe trying to learn and teach yourself how can you bring more success into your life to have this fantastic time of abundance and clarity. So success is good, but continuing success, because if you look at it, it is very much like a triangle. You have this bit of success and you have to build on it and build all the way up to the top until you keep having success. It's very much like the Wheel of Fortune. Once you have that peak, you have to come down again and peak again and keep that circle going. So it is a challenge to make more money and more practicality of friendships, home life, relationships and all that. But one thing is clear with your challenge is please don't shut away and kind of believe that you don't have it. You do. So face the challenge of really understanding more of who you are, what you're trying to achieve, and you do have the abundance there. So maybe that is the challenge for you, to create more of what you've already got. Build your empire. Your empire is yourself and your home, your family, and how you value yourself. Let's have a look at what the angels have got to say. Angel of Challenges. So the Angel of Challenges is an amazing card because this is going to bring you stability and the root of your family life. So the foundation, maybe you can understand what you do want. Maybe you can start something, self-employment, because you do have a lot of abundance here. So maybe to face the challenge of who you are and what you want from your life is going to be a huge stepping stone for your stability. This reminds me very much of another card about walking into an emotional situation to face up a higher soul journey purpose. So face the challenge what you want. I think you already know what you want as you're listening to this now, but perhaps for some of you, you don't. So let me just remind you that this is a lovely card. It's a lucky card. It's full of abundance and prosperity. And so that is the challenge, to aspire to that if you've picked pile 1. So what can help you along your way? Your heart. So this is a chakra insight card, and it's forgiveness. So if you can learn to forgive yourself and also others, then that's going to help not allow you to trap yourself, because forgiveness and guilt is a kind of aspect that is it's a controlling thing that we need to let go of. So you don't want to build up guilt in your situation. So you need to forgive yourself and forgive the situation. Sometimes we learn from our families, etc., about what we should or shouldn't be doing, and somewhere it sticks in our subconscious, and we need to let it go. We need to forgive ourselves and our circumstances, and when we wake up every day, we can learn to be in a neutral state. So if you forgive yourself, it'll allow that abundance to come in, because you'll think, yeah, I deserve it. I know I can achieve it because I do deserve it. So please, guys, remember to forgive yourself and forgive every other circumstance that has been in your life so far. And then you get the abundance. It's as easy as that. So you've got another card here. Become still so you may hear God. Like your intuition kicking in, and God will come through your intuition, maybe your higher angels or your spirit guides. I know these are a bit religious, but they don't have to be. Become still so you may hear God. For the life of every living thing is in his hand, and the breath of every human being. So it is important to become still, because it's in the stillness that we get the clarity and the information that we need to be able to hear without hearing our mind and our heart. So we need to tune in to our higher angels. We need to tune in to your spirit guide, because they are working on the divine love, the divine source, and that's what's going on. You can go straight to God if you want. That's absolutely fine. So just being open about your life, but that abundance is there, and that's what's in this card. Become still so you may hear God. And God, the love, divine source, wants you to have this goodness, and you guys definitely have it in spades, literally spades. If you allow that mindset to be your friend, that will definitely give you the abundance that you're wanting. So for the Moonology card, you and your loved ones are safe, a new moon in Cancer. So this goes hand in hand with this. When you perhaps are in this mindset at the moment of there's not enough money, I don't know what I'm going to do with my family, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, never mind somebody else. This card is a reminder that you are safe and loved. All you have to do is believe that the abundance is coming, believe that love, and face that challenge. Ask yourself and the angels to help you. Become still and hear that the help is there. First step is that forgiveness though, guys. So here's an angel card of yes. Why is this card yes? Because it's giving you the message that if you were struggling with a question throughout October and you wanted a yes/no answer, well, look back on this and go, oh yeah, it was a yes. So you can cheat. Am I going to win the lottery? Yes. Maybe just 10p or something like that. But yeah, basically it's a yes. So this is another angel card for you, and it says flexibility. Life is full of changes and surprises. Your guidance is to move with the current, for it is a resisting the flow which creates problems. Ask your angel to help you open your mind and heart to new ideas and fresh options. When you accept the possibility that there are other ways previously unseen, doorways will be opened to you and you will move easily through change. There is a solution to every problem, so look at all things with eyes of love and expectation. Then life force will flow freely through you. You will feel healthy and alive, and you can access the necessary resources and wisdom within yourself to help you through change. And the affirmation, I am free and flexible. So you can see all those cards married together quite nicely. So pile 3. You may want to listen to this a few times, you know, because there are certain messages that you will have just listened to and then not completely absorbed. And if you really want to, you might be drawn to another pile later on in the month. But for now, I hope you face your challenges and release what's needed to be released, and then follow on with the love and the abundance. So thank you for pile 1 for listening. Lots of love to you, and do take care. Welcome pile 2, and how are you doing? So if you pick pile 2, then welcome. So what's going on with yourselves? Let's have a look at the first card. What do you need to release in the October? So you have sunlight, which is very cheering. So sunlight is from the sun, and here it shows that to vibrate in a happiness, in a positive note, and to know that sunlight is like that beam of love and light coming into you. So releasing the perhaps the negative pattern that this isn't happening is something to understand on a level that the sun shines no matter when. When the sun shines, it's like it's always there. It's always there for you. So maybe you don't realize enough that it is there for you. Even when it's night time, even when we've got our eyes shut, the sun is always there. It is giving us life power. So the sunlight in this card will reach everyone, no matter if you're seen as a bad person or a good person. It's there for you. So vibrating at that speed is quite an understanding. So the challenge that you need to release is saying that, yes, I can have it. It is my birthright to be in the sun. It's my birthright to feel that force, to feel the love, the energy that's going to give me the power to achieve everything that I do desire. So that is one of the challenges, and what you need to release obviously is thinking that you don't deserve it and it's not there for you, because believe you me, the sun's always going to shine and it's always going to give to you what you need. And that's an analogy for the God force to give you what you need, the universe giving to you what you need. So manifestation laws do work. You've just got to sing out and play the tune and it'll be there for you. Simple as that. So what else? So suspension. So what do you need to release? Well, it's okay hanging around, it's okay waiting, and this is a good card to realise that we do need a higher understanding of what things go on. This is a great life force as well. It seems that you need a lot of life force at the moment, Pile Toe. Here the person is suspended in amber, that rich liquid that some of the trees give you. And because it's trapped a little insect here, it means it's very valuable. When you get amber with insects in, it's very valuable. So again, finding your own value in your own person is important at this time, giving yourself that source, that love, that light to empower you. So after a period of waiting, you need to take action. You need to break free and see the value in yourself, and that you do have stuff to offer the world. So really getting a more positive look at things, almost like rebirthing, and seeing how you can manifest exactly what you do want with these two cards. So just release the waiting period, release the negativity perhaps, and learn that the divine spirit within yourself is wanting to give to yourself. So just kind of accept that, and then you'll be able to live in a more peaceful existence, not suspended so much. So here we have 4 of spells. So this isn't so much as a release as a blessing, because it's with power that you may accept after this period of time that a little bit of a celebration with family and friends, and a pat on the back, so to speak, that you've finished out of this waiting process. And if you can appreciate yourself and appreciate what is going on around you in October, then more will come, because like attracts like. So if you have a celebration and a gratitude party, so to speak, then honestly a lot more will come your way, because you've got the force of the creation, and you can create more of the light within your life. So that's pretty good. So right, let's see what else is going on. So for yourselves, we have the renewal. So that's very much after this waiting period, you've got the release and being renewed. So really finding out the kind of, just finding out the rebirthing situation, very much like this card, but also maybe not being so self-critical, so judgmental about yourself, and looking right back here about what is positive in your life. The gift of life itself is extremely positive. Today is a new day. With today brings a freshness. You can start again, and that's why this is a very important card. It is the rebirth card. Every day you wake up is a new day. So let's not take the struggle and the strife from before. You've had this little mini celebration, so why not go, yeah, I'm alive. I've got everything I can allow myself to be free. So you've come away from the devil and the hanged man here, and you've really realised that, you know, you can have it all. So take that on board, and if you need help, then Archangel Jeremiah is there to help you in a way that will give you that power, so to speak. Okay? So Right, so what do you need to release? Well, five of fire. So sometimes getting into petty little disagreements can bring us down, putting fuel in the fire. So this is a very important card with this one. So not judging yourself too harshly, but not then picking life up again to get involved in pettiness that doesn't really empower your life. So this is a very good one to release because you've got a lot of power. So what perhaps you say to people and bounce off at can really damage not only yourself but other people around you. So kind of watch out for that. It's good to play a little bit, you know, but on the whole, just, you know, kind of move away from that kind of aspect. What is important? Is opinions important? No, they just come from the mindset. Are feelings important? Yes, but then people choose to feel how they feel. But for yourself, it's just that little challenge that maybe it's just not necessary to keep on in that vein, so to speak, especially if we're trying to empower ourselves. So that is definitely a good thing to release. Getting involved in petty arguments, petty discussions, people's opinions and what's happening in the world. Nope. You need to kind of celebrate who you are and move with the people that love you and want to be with you. So what can empower you? Oh, Angel of Happiness. This goes right back to the first card with the sunlight and all that energy. So it's important to understand that you don't have to fall into the waiting for happiness. You don't have to fall into the trap of, oh, you know, but this has happened, I feel guilty, or the circumstances, I'm never going to have this. And we're self-criticizing and self-judging all the time. No, says the Angel of Happiness, you can be happy right now. So all emotions are a choice, allegedly, if you want them to be. So the Angel of Happiness says, right, be happy right now and just rejoice. So that's another challenge for you, perhaps. Another challenge is putting the chakra of the root chakra into balance. So being grounded, being rooted in your dreams, having the passion for life again, I think, for pile 2. So it is a yin-yang opposite of male and female energy that is mixed together. So choose your battles wisely. Move away from it. Be very yin. We don't want to be too angry at situations. So this is where the balance. Remain happy and contented that you've got a lot of energy to go. So renew those thoughts and feelings and just the challenge for you is just be happy. Be rooted in the spot and you know, grounded. So what else? Let love light the way. So we've got this sunlight here, and now we've got let love light lead the way. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. So this is very much like the Phoenix Rising, which is very much like the renewal card. So when we get attracted to the light and the love, then more love and light will follow, and more goodness, more prosperity. And the happy angel here is giving to you that vibration. So it's let love light the way is true, because it's a beacon, isn't it? The light is the beacon, and if you identify where it is, then love will find the way. So it's as simple as that. People do overcomplicate things when they don't need to. So the Moonology card for pile 2, what do you need to release? Well, we've noticed here that there is a renewal, and I mean, this is the whole reading. What do we need to release? Well, time of waiting, not connecting to our higher self, not understanding that we do need forgiveness of ourselves. We do need to learn that we're only human, we're on a soul journey, and what we did 10 years ago doesn't necessarily reflect who we are today. So never think that, you know, everything's set in stone about your personality and people think who you are. No. So that is an opinion, and opinion is just from the mind. It doesn't necessarily say who we are. So if you're getting involved in fights with family and friends and work colleagues and they think they know you, we do change, we evolve, and if we put love in our life and light, then we are much better people as a whole. And you know, you wouldn't be listening to a tarot reading without wanting to better your life in some way. So those people who judge you, no, no, they're not worth it, are they really? I mean, some of them are valuable people in our life, but we don't have to take on board their opinions or their outlook on life. So the angel card for you is recovery. So whatever this means to you in October will mean different things to individual people. But recovery, sometimes when we have been hanging around waiting and we've let go of something, it gives us a space. And some people don't like that space. That, oh, I'd rather be a victim, or I'd rather have this pain than actually have a space. What do I do with the space? So they panic. So the reminder is just be happy. Recover, be happy, recover, be happy. That's what that's all about. And the angel card is forgiveness. So the angel wisdom reminds you that challenging people and situations are sent to you as your most important teachers. Without them, your soul would not grow. Your guidance is to let go of the hurt, resentment and anger of the past. When you forgive others and yourself, your karma is rubbed out of your soul records. You will enjoy love in your heart and lightness of spirit. Ask the angels to help you dissolve your hurt, anger and guilt, and they will take your burdens away from you. When you love unconditionally, there is nothing to forgive. Love is forgiving, so open your heart and give love. And the affirmation, I forgive myself and others, and I am free. So that's absolutely lovely. So the balance is about freedom and accepting and allowing the time. If you need a little bit more time to realize that there is something bigger than your mind, there is something bigger than your heart. And yes, to be happy, but celebrate the gratefulness of who you are now. And learn to let go and forgive those things that aren't there. This is important time to release that, because how long are you going to hold that baggage in your hand? Is it necessary to hold that in your hand? Where is the balance in that? Well, maybe you've got two heavy bags, I don't know. But the thing is, find that happiness, find that love, move away from that. Okay, thank you very much, it was a nice lesson, but you know, if you do want to grow as a person, then it's probably best to call it quits with that and just move towards the positivity and the sunlight of love, happiness. Does that make sense? Right, thanks so much for listening, pile 2, and we'll see you again next time. Lots of love to you all. Hi pile 3, how are you? So if you chose the pile 3, welcome, how are you doing? So what do we need to learn to release here in October? Right, let's get to it. So we have the Weaver of Spells. So the Weaver of Spells is, why do we need to release that? Well, maybe we need to release the idea that we can't actually make magic in our life. We can't take action for our life. We don't know if we rule or not. And this card is saying, yes, you actually can. You can see here in this particular card that she weaves this figure of 8 all around her. And you can see the light. It's very much like that golden ray. So that protection, protecting yourself from those energies around you that might be influencing you so much. So you can put those protection spells on yourself, and you can allow that energy for your empowerment and take the challenge up, that release what you don't think is going to happen, which is about empowering yourself So release disempowering and giving your power away to people, instead of thinking, oh, it'll get better if this happens, or they give me, or like, when is my perfect job going to come to me? When's my perfect relationship going to come to me? No, you are that power, and you perhaps need to recognize that what you add to your life is what's added, and it's not what's coming to you. So you can make the magic happen. It's as simple as that. So releasing the disbelief that you can't make magic, that you can't start your life with passion and what you exactly want. Right. So the next aspect is the Two of Challenges. The Two of Challenges, this traveller comes to a magic mirror, and they see their reflection. This is yourself looking at the reflection. But we all know with reflections, it reflects back an illusion and not the full truth of who we really are. So your challenge is to notice what's inside and not what's on the outside, and what kind of perception that you think you are on a negative aspect. When we look at ourselves, we're just looking at a image, and our real self is inside. So this is a falsehood, and you know, sometimes when we look in the mirror we can be very self-critical, and that's very damaging to our soul. Our soul doesn't like to hear that. So finding a more peaceful aspect, and this is very much like the Fool with what it's got on its back, to actually carry into life. So when we come across this magic mirror, it's almost like the stepmother in one of those fairy tales saying, oh, who's the fairest of them all? But everyone is the fairest in the land, and everyone's got the ability to have that goodness in them. And within your situation, you have everything that you need to weave your spell, to create your life. So don't believe in this image of what people tell you, of what other aspects are around you. Just say, no, this is false. I need to follow my dreams. I need to follow my heart. This is not who I am. I am my own person with my own strength, and I'm going to go for it. So basically, releasing what people tell you, what you think on a negative aspect, is one of those things now just to release. And I think within this, if you look at this card, it does seem to be that this person is very young and this person is a lot older. So, you know, it's in the wisdom if you look at it, or again, seeing a false image. I mean, that's just what I picked up now. Could be wrong. So let's have a look at this. This is the Liar. So when you're in this enchanted forest, you come across this character called the Liar. So one of the things that you might have to release, guys, is, are you being lied to? Are you lying still to yourself by paying attention to that image and not believing that you can create your magic? So when the Liar goes, hey, what you doing? You know, it's like, you can't do that. Yes, I can. So the more people tell you you can't, and you're believing that lie, then how's that empowering yourself? You need to find your own magic now, instead of relying on this magician here. This false dude who just wants to poison you into thinking that you do not have the ability at all. But you do. You can be this weaver of spells. You can be this person that doesn't need another image of yourself. You just see yourself as love and light and the truth of who you are. So releasing all kind of habits of self-doubt, guilt, shame, disbelief, maybe codependent relationships, all things like that. Those people in your life that don't serve you. Those people who think that you're not worth it, move away from them. Say, thank you for being there, but I'm just going down here now. Thank you very much, but no thanks. So what else is going on for you? The Knight of Earth. So what do you need to release? Perhaps the ability to understand that, do I have a future? I can't see my future. I don't know where I'm going. But this particular Knight of Earth shows you that this is you. You can have that future that you desire. You can make it a dream come true, especially if you can go into a more higher aspect of yourself and follow your intuition. Be grounded in what you want, have the patience to what you want, and you will be able to see that any help, positive help, is from yourself. So reflect back to yourself and say, yeah, I know exactly where I'm going, I know where I'm headed, I want this prosperity, I want this abundance, I want a solid life, I know I can have it. Why have I been told I can't have it all my life? This is so wrong. Who told me that? It could be poverty thinking. Let go of poverty thinking. It doesn't serve you. Not at all. Believe in the Knight here. The Knight takes action in abundance and action into prosperity. So I think that's a much better way to go for yourself. So here with the Ace of Earth. So maybe new ideas. If there are ideas that are of the future and they're in positive, then that's good. If there's still ideas about who you are on a negative, well, that's not so good. So depending on what ideas you do have will bring you about a sense of release from this particular lie. So that is a good thing to release. The idea that you're not good enough, you can't start things, you're not going to finish them, you can't succeed in this climate, or whatever the world is trying to tell you. You need to release all that. That is a trap. This is what the liar is telling you. This is the Ace of Earth, a fantastic, magical horse with inspiration who can fly anywhere and any situation. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to rethink and get to the weaver of spells to create what you do want in abundance and prosperity for yourself. So we're going to have a look at what the angels want you to know. The Angel of Clarity. So that goes very well here with the Ace of Air. And also it goes very well with this card about seeing, really believing and seeing what the truth is. So the Angel of Clarity is trying to point out to you who you really are. And this self-belief, it's like she's giving you a seed to grow into something magnificent now. So find that strength of character and release who you are. You've got a lot of strength in every single sense of who you are. So pay attention to your senses, your hearing, your listening, your actively listening, your spiritual side, and really pay attention now to this Angel of Clarity to give you perhaps messages in your dream state, messages that will bring you this Ace of Air, and that understanding that what you aspire to, you can definitely achieve, definitely. So, what chakra do you need to get inspired by? Meditation. So, this chakra goes higher than ever before. It can relate to your opening up your crown chakra, but meditation and being peaceful is what's going to get you the job done. Because it's in the stillness and it's in the ability to open up your heart, to allow that peace to go higher, will allow that love to come down. You can channel love and light into your life, and which will give you a more peaceful stillness and a space to understand what it is that you need to understand and what it is you need to release, and look at the falsehoods and the unconscious side of thinking. And when you know that, you'll understand perhaps that the mind is one of those traps, and to listen to the clarity of your higher self and your angels and God itself will give you a better power than listening to the mindset. So what else do you need to know in October? Gentleness is the path of peace, and the Lord is my shepherd, I have all that I need. So I know that's a little bit religious, but gentleness is the path to peace, which is very much the meditation card. To be gentle and accepting of oneself is to have everything. It is the power. So going back to this about weaving your own spell, looking at your own power, is the empowerment. It's when we have that strength of character to just accept where we are. It's the vibration is touched by love, and that love sends a huge higher vibration that understands peace, harmony, and working with what you want. So in a gentle way, going with the flow and just allowing things to gracefully come into your life is a huge power that not many people on the planet understand. So if you can be gentle, accepting with yourself, you will be very peaceful, as long as you break away from him. Just saying. Right, what's going on? Don't let your past hold you back. You've got the South Node here. So the more we fall into the trap of being unconscious, it's like, whoa, is this me? Oh yeah, it is. And the lies that are around, we can go forward with our life. So that was a pretty easy one. And what oracle here? Take action. Take action. So that's very much like this card, the Knight of Earth. This is all about action, action to your future. So one has to aspire to an abundance and an acceptance of what is going on a higher level. So that's nice, but still with clarity and still with a higher understanding of how you are and not what your mindset used to tell you. So this is about going forwards, definitely. So your little angel card affirmation is abundance. So that's going to fit very well if you can understand that you can have this fully and make it happen. It's time for your life to flow with prosperity, love and success. You draw from the limitless universal pool according to your belief in how much you deserve angel wisdom. It's reminded you now to believe in yourself and trust that you deserve more. Then you will attract abundance and true riches of life. So take an action to do that and just move away from him. To feel surrounded by love, open your heart to others. Choose to do what fulfills you most, and the angels will bring joy, satisfaction and success. Enhance your prosperity by receiving graciously, giving out willingly and saying thank you for everything. Enjoy all you have and more will come to you. The affirmation, I deserve love, prosperity and success. So this is all about this. So this is now we see is the idea that's going to come to you, that you do believe it. You believe it 100%. You found the stillness and clarity that, yes, oh my goodness, that's exactly what. Why do I have to be tied up to the belief that I don't deserve it? Of course I deserve it. I'm a human being. I came here to play in the Garden of Eden, so to speak. So definitely take action to allow yourself to make the magic. Come away from the falsehoods, see the clarity and the peace and the understanding of what's coming forth. So thank you for listening, and if you feel inspired to look at another pile later on in the month, great. So we'll see you next time. Lots of love to you all. Thanks for listening. Hi pile 4, and how are you doing today? So let's have a look what's going on with yourselves, what you need to release in October. So first card, okay, 7 of challenges here. So you can see here that the foxes are kind of taking what they need to take, perhaps to make their own life a little bit better. They've got some weird items there, but there you go. So what are you removing from your environment that will benefit you, but maybe benefit you or not benefit you? Sometimes these foxes do have to work as a team to be able to enrich their lives, but not at the detriment to other people. So the challenge perhaps to release is taking other people's opinions, ideas, ways of working that aren't actually working, and remove yourself from that. It's no longer needed to suffer about being poverty thinking, or thinking that you're not good enough and that you have to move away from that and make your own mind up and own decisions about certain things. So finding the empowerment within you is essential. Listening to your own tune now and really empowering yourself. There's a bag of spells here that this particular fox has got, so it's important to take away your own spells, your own empowerment. And here with the cup, it's a lot like your heart, your feelings. So, and it's empty because there's no way that could be full. So just giving that energy to yourself is important. So release that you need to borrow from other people. So if you're having relationships that aren't deep and meaningful, these are the things that you might have to move away from. Old ideas, you know, the way you work, these kind of things, it's not applicable if you've lost your own power. So it's very important to have that power back. So let's see what else. So you have the Ace of Spells here. So to release the ability to not allow yourself to grow, not allow to have the opportunity. So following the pack hasn't served that good. So now is the time to realise that you can put your own energy and your own magic back into your life. So this is a good card to actually have, that to believe that you can add the magic, you can start on a very eventful time. So because of this card moving into this one, it means that you can say your piece, say your mind, and have an opinion. It's very important for yourself to do that now. So speak up when you need to speak up. So the Hermit, wow. So one of the things perhaps that you need to release in October is being alone. It's okay being alone if you need to, but starting your own path and starting to find that power is very important. I think you've done enough study and enough self-improvement within yourself perhaps to just step outside the box and see what the weather is like outside, whether a storm's coming, whether it's going to be sunny, but at least participating in that. You probably know how to deal with it. You just need to have that a little bit more confidence that it is safe to do so. And with the Ace of Spells here, you've definitely got the ability to do that. So that's interesting. Ten of Air. Wow. So with the Ten of Air, it's all about rethinking things. So releasing a kind of trapment within the mind. Not following these people, but setting aside time for yourself to realise that the mind can be a trap, and what you think has been correct for a long time now is actually not. So the power to release yourself, it is a freedom of choice. So all these horses and unicorns running in the direction of aspiration, inspiring and aspire to something even greater than ever before. So if you have been hurt recently by opinions and people, and you felt like you've totally lost now, and you're trying to protect yourself in that little home, now's the time to go, no, I can free myself from this mindset. I'm allowing myself to escape and be free once and for all from this little chapter of my life. So that's important. So what else do you need to know in October? Justice. Wow. So you may have been feeling that you haven't had justice at all. So Archangel Raguel is here, a lot like Michael with his sword of justice, to stamp out what's no longer needed, those thoughts that are imbalance in your life. So this is a great card for October, where it is all about balance and finding your truth, Your inner truth is essential now. So put aside that there is no justice, but there will be justice in your situation if you allow yourself to free yourself from this trap. You've put yourself in this prison. You need to say, I'm going to get out of it. So it is that justice that you need within your life. On a universal aspect, there probably doesn't seem that is justice. But in your circumstance at the moment, there is justice if you actually allow yourself to free yourself and start all over again. Does that make sense? So we're going to have a look at your angels. So we have Angel of Comfort. So that's a lovely thing to do. And especially when we're trying to learn to escape and free ourselves from a situation which has been painful. And it is daunting starting again. Yes, we realise that. So this Angel of Comfort is there just to give you that little bit of reassurance that everything's fine and everything is going to be fine. So that's very gentle and reassuring. So you've also got with your chakra a very powerful one indeed. So if you actually tap into the universal force at the moment, it says, I am present. The presence that is needed is a wonderment outside of yourself, to know that love is there, to know that you can face all your challenges and release the idea that you are trapped, but regain that wonderment and sense of, wow, I am free. And nobody can touch inside you. You might be letting people do that, but it'll be the justification of the comfort from your angels and yourself to say, no one can touch inside of me. No one. So have a look at the presence that is inside of you to give that grace. So it says here, take care of the little things. It is the little things that build into the larger things. The river of God has plenty of water. It provides a bountiful harvest of grain for you. You have ordered it. So, sorry, it's hard to read upside down. So here, taking care of the little things is these new ideas, breaking free, starting again. Oh, what can I have in my life? I want to now participate in my life. So the little thing is opening your front door, so to speak, and seeing the wonderment of what opportunities are out there. And it's not as daunting as you think. One little small step each part of the way. And you've got your beautiful angel there, beautiful, to give you that comfort. So in the Moonology card, it says, look at the bigger picture. Wow, from little things to big things. That's amazing, start and ending. So this is Jupiter and Sagittarius with the luck. So aim for what you really want. You've done enough study inside, enough preparation. You're more than ready to aim your bow and fire at your target, so to speak. And what is your card? It's compromise. Another justice kind of looking card about compromising with justice. So that kind of is all about, have you compromised too much? Have you lost yourself? You know, you need to empower yourself, and compromise can be good when you're waiting for certain things to come about, but compromising yourself is never a good thing at all. So that's one thing that you perhaps need to still have a look at. Where's the justice when we do kind of not empower ourselves? So that's very important. But if we have to do little steps, then maybe that's okay. But as long as you've freed yourself, as long as you've stepped on the path of glory now, then that is very important. And the last card for yourselves, Archangel Raphael. You are blessed to attract this angel card, for Archangel Raphael brings health, healing and abundance. He will help you to develop your intuition and inner vision. Call on him if you need help in these areas now. He also protects travellers during journeys, so this is a fortuitous heart if you're about to travel. If you are a healer or wish to be one, Archangel Raphael will direct pure divine energy to you. He works on the green ray of healing and balance, so visualize yourself surrounded by a clear green light and invoke his guidance. And the affirmation there, I am happy, healthy and abundant. And I think that's very important to actually know that you can be healed, you can be loved, you can protect that inside of you. And when you need that comfort, that is perhaps a good aspect to have with the Archangel Raphael, to give that healing when you need that little bit of encouragement to step outside the box, so to speak. So release the injustice of the world, release the inability to start again. It's very important to do that. And yeah, it is hard. We know that, especially when you've got the justice and the trap and following people. It's always good to aim for yourself. No one can touch you inside. You've got Raphael to heal and the angel of comfort on your side, and everything in October should be okay if you learn to kind of release this aspect. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Enjoy your October.